How you doing? Good morning. First of all, thanks for being here today. Well, I give this now. I'm going to be talking about a lot of things today that was just a combination of compilation of, over the years of things that I've collected, stole, learned, and basically tried. Okay, but this just came to me the other day, and I think, I typically don't take anything from someone that sends a video, but this was like the coolest video because we all think about space. We take space for granted in the U.S. And Tim talked about our building in Booneville. It's a 1.2 million square feet, and when we bought it 4 years ago, we said, I will never fill half of it, so we'll just close that half off, and we'll probably just never even fill this half of it. And by the end of the year, we will have filled the entire building with production, distribution, and raw material storage. So, you know, we really take space for granted in this country. So the next time someone comes to you and asks for more office space, more warehouse space, okay, more just disk storage space, right? Think about this video. And if you've seen it before, I'm sorry, but I haven't seen it until I just got it this week. So this is a vegetable market in China. That also serves as a train track. And look at how calculated the vegetables are under the train. Not one vegetable fell over as that train was driving through town. Now, of course, this is a common occurrence for them because watch what happens next. Now it turns into a vegetable market again. So it really puts space. Yeah, it really puts space in a whole new perspective, and it's real. It's not like a YouTube funny video, right? It's real. And you can tell these people do this multiple times a day. The cucumbers were stacked up only so high to where the train will just go over it. Now, if you ever eat vegetables again after seeing that, that's amazing, okay? So I thought that was really cool and appropriate for some of the things we do. But so just bear with me as I switch back and forth here. So think about a bucket, right? And this I'm sure you've heard before. But you think about a bucket, and I would have taken it, but I didn't. So you get a bucket, and then you fill it with these big rocks, right? So how many have heard this thing before about the rocks and the water and the sand? Okay, so you fill it with rocks, and then you say, okay, the bucket's full. Right? And then you come over with some pea-sized gravel and you pour that in the bucket, right? And the pea-sized gravel goes in and fills up the bucket. And then you say the bucket's full. And then somebody comes with some sand and pours the sand in the bucket, right? And then you think it's full again. And then somebody comes over with a bucket of water and fills up the bucket, right? So the idea is just when you think, you know, you're done, there's another way of doing things, right? And that's what basically this whole presentation is about doing things differently, but at the same time sticking with your roots. Now, the other thing I learned about that little story about the bucket is it's really important that you put the big rocks in first, because if you don't, you can't put the big rocks in. So what that means is get your important stuff out of the way, okay, and then work on everything else. So basically, I'm going to talk about this topic of growing with underdeveloped resources. Okay, now what that means is all of our organizations grow from one time to another. Okay, and the resources that you need when you're a small organization are not the resources that are going to get you there when your organization is 50 times bigger. Yet, the resources that you need when your organization is 50 times bigger were wasteful when you were small because you couldn't afford them. So you need both. And this is all about how do you get those people that helped you start your company and treat them right when you are a company 50 times bigger without the normal mental set of just get rid of your people, because they're no longer valued, right? They can't bring you to the next level, okay? So we have this all the time because organizations are growing quickly. with resources that what I call underdeveloped. And I'm not using that with disrespect, underdeveloped. I just mean, when you're $1 million company, you probably don't need a Tom Porterfield CPA doing your work, right? But when you're a $50 million company, you do. Okay? So the person who's doing your books when you're a $1 million company, you don't just throw them out, right? But they were needed when you were a $1 million company. So I faced this when I came to Rockline. So I moved to Rockline from a Fortune 100 company, so did most of my staff. So we all kind of faced the same thing. And when we came here, we were a smaller company. And since, we have grown by a factor of 12 in that period of time, okay? Well, in a period of time that we got into business, maybe 20 years, in the last 20 years, we grew by a factor of 12. In the last 10 years, we grew by a factor of 3, okay? So pretty big step changes in growth, and along with that comes different resource requirements. So a little bit about the company. We're a family-owned company, started in 1976. We have about 2,000 employees globally, 6 manufacturing sites, and I'll show you where they are, and then 6 partner factories. And even our partner factories follow this model of when you're smaller, you don't need something, and when you're bigger, you need to go out and have others help you do your business, okay? We're the largest supplier of coffee filters in North America and private label wet wipes. So we basically make private label baby wipes. We make Walmart's Equate wipes, okay? We make, Best Western or Best Value at Harps, those types. So we're all private label. So that's why you wouldn't really know Rockline other than, Brew Right coffee filters. We make them, and that's our control room, okay? And they're the businesses that we're in. We break our company up into 7 distinctly different businesses. So here's where we're located, all kind of in the world. We have 6 facilities. 4 of them are in the U.S. 2 are in Arkansas, Booneville and Springdale. We have a facility in England and 1 in China. So there are our Rockline owned facilities, but then we have 6 partner facilities, and they are in India, Brazil. There's 1 in Wisconsin. There's 1 in Eastern Germany, and 1 in Japan. So, and these are partner facilities that basically make product for us as we went forward. So Rockline's vision, and I throw this up here because I'm going to talk a little bit about that, is to be recognized by the top retailers and institutional branded companies in the world as the best net value supplier in the categories in which we compete, okay? So basically that says we want to be known to our customers as bringing them the best value, or else we're not going to get into those categories, okay? And the next one, which is really cool for a company to have as a vision, not as a value, but as a vision, is to be respected by our associates, right, as the preferred employer, and viewed by our communities as a good corporate citizen. And that is really important. And you typically don't see that in a vision statement. You see it in a value statement, but not in a vision statement.